Today we are talking about all things body hair. This is essentially my love letter to body hair because I absolutely love having it all over my body. And I want to share with you why, especially for women, I believe we can feel more empowered, sexier, and a more whole and expressed being when we let our body hair grow. And so first, I want to share with you a little quick rundown of my personal journey with my body hair to provide a little context of where I'm coming from. Up until I was 18, I shaved my hair, I've waxed it, I've removed it with that cream stuff. And I was kind of on a mission to remove this horrible, disgusting thing that just kept growing back all over me. And as you can see, I have some pretty thick, curly Jewish hair. So it really was a mission to remove. And it was exhausting. Honestly, I would spend hours every strong week removing it from my body, and I always just felt like it would just grow back instantly. It would be all prickly and it would just feel gross afterwards. And so when I was 18, I started to say, fuck it. I'm going to grow out my armpits. So yeah, my armpits I've had growing out for the longest now, and I love them. I love them. I'll get into more of that later on in this video. But essentially, I started with my armpits. At first, it was scary. I felt judged whenever I would wear a shirt that didn't have sleeves. I was like, oh my gosh, everyone's looking at me. I'd be on the bus and I'd be like, oh my gosh. But eventually, I got more comfortable with it. And yeah, I was still removing the rest of my body hair. Once I was around 21, I think, I started to say, okay, I don't want to really remove my pubic hair anymore. And this was one that I've had to do so much work around, a lot of healing work around, why I felt like I needed to remove my hair there. And I really do feel I had so much shame and embarrassment, and I would go to the beach and I would just be so paranoid, like, oh my gosh, are people gonna see the one little hair that's left over? And I would get these like Brazilian waxes, and I was like so insecure about my bikini line. And I'm sure many of you can relate, because obviously we see so many images all around us of just these beautiful, hairless, skinny, gorgeously tanned women. And so of course we feel like that's what we should look like. So yeah, I was so insecure about my bikini line. And also, just if I ever had any sexual relations with other people, I needed to be perfect. I needed to look perfect, even though there was constantly, ingrown hairs and issues from removing the hair. Eventually, I also said fuck it to that. And so I let it grow out, and now I feel like it's one of my favorite parts of my body. Like, I love like my yoni. I love this space, and she's just so sassy with her hair. Like around a year ago, I stopped shaving my legs and removing my nipple hair. And so these two, I was also so insecure about. And personally, like, I will say, when I really broke down, like, why do I like to shave my legs? It was because I love that silky smooth feeling. So like, I can relate if you also love that. It does feel really nice. Last summer, I decided once again, like, fuck it, I'm gonna grow my leg hair, and just also play with this idea, because I felt insecure again whenever I would wear shorts or whenever my legs would be exposed. I'd be like, oh my goodness, everyone's looking at my legs, but they're not. And even if they are, like, who cares? Now I actually really like the leg hair, and it's not even like, you can barely even see it. One of the hardest ones for me was actually my toe hairs and my nipple hair. Like this video if you also have toe and nipple hair. I remember when I first started growing toe hair, I was like, what is this? and I would like shave it, and then I would like forget one toe and there'd be like one hairy toe. Especially for my nipples, I would like religiously tweeze my nipple hairs, and I felt so embarrassed when I would have one, and I just thought like, is this normal? Like, do other people have nipple hairs? And now I'm pretty sure it is normal, and even if it isn't, I still love them. Now I don't remove hair there, and currently the only place I remove hair is on my face at the moment, but maybe that'll change one day as well. I've even had laser hair removal treatments done to my armpits. Only once. It was very painful. I just feel like I've gone down almost every path of hair removal. So yeah, that's why I wanted to share my personal journey with you, to let you know that I'm just not here like, oh yeah, I've been hairy since birth and I've never cared. Like, I have cared so deeply and put so much time and energy into removing it. And that's why I want to share this perspective today, is because it's really transformed my relationship with my body and my own frequency and aura by keeping my body hair. And so I want you to know, just in case maybe you're curious. Okay, so now we're gonna dive into all the amazing reasons of why you should keep your body hair, especially if you are a woman. Number one, I feel that it is such a radical rejection of the capitalist narratives of normality that they feed us about, you know, how we should look, what we should do, who we should be. And essentially, if you don't really know the history of body hair removal, at least in what we know as the global north or Western society, I'm here in so-called Canada, essentially it originates in capitalism. It originates in the early 1900s, Gillette having this big, the Great Underarm Campaign. And you can look these up, these ads. They were really trying to sell their razors. Essentially, before this time, women's clothing and fashion was so conservative that any parts that, you know, we remove body hair today weren't exposed. When they started, you know, the style started changing, and also when women started going into the workforce, that's also kind of a pivotal moment. They really amped up these ads, thinking like, oh, okay, we can make more money if we don't just sell these razors to men, we can also sell it to women. But like, why would they want to remove their body hair? And so they basically created this norm, created these reasons, and created this expectation that we have in society that women should be hairless. I don't know about you, but I always found it a little bit strange. Like, so wait, why are women hairless? Like, why is it that women don't have hair? You can go down many different pathways. One kind of theory is that, you know, it was to differentiate men and women because women were joining the workforce and were really kind of taking on more roles that were typically known as roles that were for men in Western society. But you could also think about it like, okay, what beings are naturally hairless on this earth? And it's beings that haven't hit puberty yet. Okay, it's children. Okay, we're equating women to children. So on one hand, I think that's super fucking creepy to be like, yes, let's all look like children. Let's all have this youthful, sexy image of hairlessness. And also it's kind of degrading to be like, oh yes, I'm like a child. I'm a woman, but I'm also a child. Also like honor the inner child always. But I'm talking more so in society, like the role of the child. So yes, Gillette created this idea that femininity equals the hairless ideal, like hairlessness is what it means to be a woman. And so I believe that it is a super radical rejection of capitalism to say, fuck that, I feel more feminine with my body hair. And honestly, it's not just about rejecting capitalism, it's also true. Like personally, I feel so much more feminine with my body hair and so much sexier. It just feels powerful. It feels like a like a feline energy that I just can't even describe in words. And it feels like I'm wild and feminine and raw and just like you feel a lot more in your frequency, in your energy. When you have this hair all over your body, all of these receptors, it's like you just feel more alive. I also feel like you just exude a more powerful energy, a more magnetic energy. And this, again, is actually proved by science. because I know some people might be like, where is she getting this information? I have, like, in my university days, I really found sexuality, women's studies, sociology so fascinating. And so I did a couple essays and projects and presentations about this topic because I just feel so passionate about it. I did read a lot of studies just looking through this in a scientific lens. And scientifically, it has been proven that truly we do release pheromones that are in our armpit hair. Like, our armpit hair is like this reservoir of pheromones that attract people, that kind of like resonate with us and really do make us sexier. On the other hand, I also feel way more protected with my body hair. This may sound a little bit weird, but honestly, I feel kind of like an animal with fur. Like, and it's like this shell, this furry layer of protection around me. And if we weave in the science into this conversation, people that have pubic hair versus people that completely remove their pubic hair actually have a lesser risk of STIs and infections down there. So interesting to think about. The body speaks. And finally, the last but truly the most important reason to keep your body hair, women, is because it is such a radical acceptance of your body and of yourself. Not routinely removing a part of you, hating on a part of you, thinking I need to hide this nasty, gross part of me that keeps growing back. Deciding to let go of those ideas and really empower the natural, wild state of you. It's just so revolutionary. Truly, it's such a radical act of acceptance and love for your body, and that just reverberates all throughout and radiates throughout your expression and your energy. It's not just about honoring your body, it's about honoring your whole being and the way that you naturally and wildly express. The first time that you decide not to remove your body hair and you expose yourself to external eyes, to other people, you might feel super uncomfortable and, ashamed and embarrassed. And also you might even just see the hair and be like, ew, like, what is this? But just kind of let it flow, like let it continue. Maybe just give yourself like one moon cycle just to let it grow out and see how you feel by the end of it. And at least for me, eventually, now I go to the beach and I'll even, just literally go completely nude on the beach, and I don't feel ashamed at all. I actually feel really confident and empowered and really like, I just like love my body in this way that I never had before. And I feel like a big part of it is just letting myself do that and letting myself try it out, even amidst any fears or, sticky, nasty feelings I might have about myself. And I've learned that that is the way to really transform those feelings. Before I end this video, I want to make a little disclaimer that this is only my experience, my opinions, my beliefs around body hair. And if you love removing your body hair, if it's like a ritual to honor you and you love the feeling and you love the look of it, then keep doing that. I'm not telling you what you have to do. I'm just perhaps asking you to explore an alternative perspective and truly just share my love for my body hair, because I feel like so often we're just bombarded by, ads, all these pictures of, models on Instagram with their perfect hairless bodies. And I just want to show you that there is another way, there is another expression that exists here. Also, I'm pretty sure it is an ancient practice of removing body hair in many cultures. So I'm not here to judge you if you shave or remove your body hair. I'm just here to empower you, to say, do what makes you feel good. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching all the way to the end. I love you. Comment below what you feel about body hair. Is it a powerful act of reclamation and of acceptance? to not remove your body hair, or do you really feel like it's an ancient ancestral practice to remove it? Yeah, I would love to hear, or even just your own journey with your body and your body hair down in the comments. I hope this video really inspired you to simply look at body hair a little bit differently. I'll see you in my next video.